Roseann from Live Fit here in Scottsdale, Arizona, with my Lifepro vibration platform, the Rumlex Pro 4D. And today I'll be taking you through a practice on yoga to relieve back pain. I hope you had a great holiday season. If you're celebrating Christmas, I hope it was a very Merry Christmas. Gosh, it's hard to believe the new year is right around the corner. And we've got only one more yoga practice next Wednesday. That's yoga to reduce and relieve hip pain. So I hope you have enjoyed the sequence so far that we've been doing. Let me know what vibration platform you've been working with and where you're coming from. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them later on. We have done, I think it's there'll be 16 total in this last series. And if you miss part of it or you really like it, you want to repeat it, don't worry about it because everything is recorded and cataloged on YouTube. So welcome Facebook peeps, Instagram, and YouTube. And yeah, you've got a Rumlex. That's awesome. Like I'm going to be on my Rumlex for the whole practice. So hello from Wisconsin, here in Scottsdale, Arizona. The sun is finally out. We've had a couple of days of kind of gray, gloomy, which is good for the holidays, but the sun is out. And wow, yeah, a new year coming. I hope you are staying healthy throughout this little pandemic that's going on. And, you know, yoga is a great practice to help to de-stress us from all the craziness that the holidays bring. If you are a person that deals with chronic back pain, the vibration platforms are just a fabulous tool to use. I typically deal with some lower back issues myself, and as well as many of my clients. I work with active aging adults. And I've got them on the vibration platform, and they're standing or sitting or even sitting on a chair with their feet on it just to loosen things up. So if you've had the experience already with the vibration platform, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But today, we're going to be focusing on about 20-25 minutes of a practice. I will do some of it seated, just the beginning part. But just know if you are not a person that can stand on the platform or sit down on it yet, keep moving along with me because many of these postures or asanas can be used sitting on a chair with your feet on the platform. Okay, a couple other props you're going to need if you're coming down on the ground with me. Yoga blocks. I highly recommend always to have some yoga blocks. They're not very expensive. You can get them on Amazon. If you don't have them, paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls, they will smash, but they'll do the job for what we need. Also, today I am using not one, not two, but 3 yoga blankets. So I normally tell you to have 2 ready, but grab a 3rd one. It'll be very helpful to have a lot of padding for what we're going to be doing later. So there's also the mat that comes with the Rumlex Pro 4D, and that's very helpful, but you're going to need a lot more padding than that. So come on and join me. You're going to sit on your stool. This is a 2-foot stool. I'm going to put my platform in the oscillation mode. So we're all starting together because almost all the platforms do oscillation. So go ahead and power it up. And we're going to go to a speed because it's our feet on the platform. I'm going to shake things up a little bit. I'm going about an 8 to a 9 level. Now, typically, therapeutic, we stay low in levels. We don't need to move too much around too rapidly. We're looking for just nice, easy vibration. So sit comfortably on your stool. You're going to move the flesh, the muscles and the flesh from the sitting bones, and you're right on that bony structure. Hands will be on your thighs, fingertips pointing forward, elbows tucked in, and chin to retract the chin. Ears, shoulders, hips in alignment. Knees right over the ankles. Spread your feet, your toes wide. Press down on your thigh bones with a good amount of pressure as you close your eyes. So with the level of 8 in oscillation on the Lifepro vibration platform, you can start feeling the vibration, the energy move from the feet. Feel it moving up the shins, the calves, to the knees. From the knees to the hip, to the thigh bones, to the hip creases. Your hands are on your your thigh bones, and you feel all 10 fingers being moved around the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, all the way up each arm bone. That's called the humerus bone. Up into the shoulders. You may notice, or you may hear, little creaks in your spine. Our spine's realigning, its ligaments, tendons, kind of repositioning themselves. And now pay attention to the breath. Eyes are closed. Hear your next inhale through your nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. And do that a couple more times. Hearing the breath come in the body, hearing it leave the body in that HS sound. Just relaxing our nervous system, just settling things down, quieting our mind with our breath so we can get deeper, coming inside the body. When you take the next breath, start with the awareness again at your feet on the platform, and let that breath travel all the way up the shins, the thighs, the spine, to the neck, to the crown of the head, sitting nice and tall. And then on an exhale, you're going to tuck the chin and slide your hands down your shins and flex over your thighs. If it permits you, you can put your fingertips on the platform. If it permits you, you can put your back of your hands on the platform, or you may want to reach for it. Again, what feels right for your body. Take an inhale here. Feel the back of the ribs expanding. Exhale, squeeze all the air on the belly, fold over a little deeper. Head hangs heavy. Inhale again. And then exhale, stack up your spine from the pelvis, the middle back, the upper back, the neck, and the head. Reach the arms up overhead, interlace, press the palms high, and exhale, you're going to swan dive down, dropping the chin to the chest, rolling the spine down, bone by bone. Shake the head, no and yes, make sure it's nice and heavy. The arms are on the outside of the knees, keeping your knees trapped over your ankles. Breathe in again. And on an exhale, push into the feet and stack up. Pelvis, it's the lower back, it's the middle back, it's the upper back, the neck, the crown of the head. You're going to reach up and do that one more time. Exhale, you can either dive over or have the arms swan dive out to the side and flex the spine and over your thighs we go. And then take an inhale again, open it up through the back of the rib cage, breathe in. And then exhale, stack it up. Press into the feet and roll up. So you're just kind of warming up, articulating the spine. Hands go on the thighs, and we're going to pull the belly back. Now you're scooping the belly button behind the pubic bone, and then now lift the collarbones up. The tailbone is pushing back. Let's do that 2 more times. Tuck the chin, exhale, push away, and then inhale. 1 more time, exhale. And inhale, nice and tall. From here, we're going to open up our feet wide, and you're going to get a lot more vibration going. We're going to slide our hands down and flex over. Fingertips can rest on the platform. Breathe in, press into the feet and stack it up. Walk the feet, knees in and out. Go in and out. I just want you to open up the hips, knees in and out. Now, again, we're going to talk a little bit more about hips next week, but I just want to start feeling the lower back flex and extend. We'll do that 2 more times. Last time. Walk the feet together. We're going to reach the left arm overhead. The right hand reaches across the belly, side bending the spine. Arms go out wide. And then reach the right arm overhead. The left hand goes across the belly and you side bend. Arms go out wide and side bend. Exhale. Our spine moves in so many directions. It flexes, it extends, it side bends, and it rotates. So we want to warm up the entire spine. And here's your last time. I like to do things in threes. And then coming forward, we're going to take a reach, go out wide, and take another reach the other way, getting the rotation of the shoulders over the ribs. The pelvis is still, and rotate. You might be really tight on one side and loose on the other side. Just observe that. Reach up, inhale, and then exhale, swan dive down again. Flex the spine. Inhale, stack the spine, hands go behind the back, roll those elbows back, lift the chest, lift the heart, and release. So just a little warm up here. Now we're gonna go sit down. So you can always stay on the chair, but I'm gonna put the rest of us on the platform. So we're gonna start adding some props. What I want you to do is take your blocks in front of the platform. They're lower than the platform. You're going to take one blanket. Now, if you don't have blocks, you can take a blanket and you can roll it up, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. You can roll it up, and it's about as high as the blocks, okay? So, but I'm using my blocks. So get a nice big roll. It needs to be thick and heavy. And I'm going to place one blanket over the blocks and over the platform. And I'm going to take the second blanket, I'm going to place it over. So I have quite a bit of padding, and it should be really good. It should feel like a good amount of padding here, okay? Now you're going to sit face on the platform with lots of padding here. And we're going to do that same thing we started off with on the chair. So if you're on the chair, join me with this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive and flex. Breathe through your back. Inhale. Press into your feet. Exhale, reach up. We're going to bend to the left. Arm reaches up. Arms go wide. Bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. We're going to rotate to the left. Inhale, come back. Shoulders relax. Exhale, rotate. That's what we're doing 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flex. Stack the spine. Bend over to the left. Look forward. Keep the eyes forward. Relax the shoulders. You can press into the platform, bending the elbow if you want, or reach to the floor. Come on back. Rotate. Thumbs are up. You're going to look over to the left shoulder. Come back to center. I'm keeping my feet in the ground. Look over the right shoulder. Last time, take an inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Feeling that vibration underneath your seat. Stack it up. Bending over to your left. Bring the arms back to center. Just fluidly moving the body over to the right. Again, notice what side feels a little more supple. Turn to the left. Back to center and to the right. And back to center. Roll your shoulders out. So we've moved things around. We've got some movement into the pelvis and all that. Now, you're going to take your seat on the floor, and you've got all this padding against your back. And by the way, before we get down here, let's lighten the level. The legs, the speed was at 8. I'm going to come down. Actually, my time is almost up on this 10 minutes, so I'm going to shut my platform off. I'm going to put it back on to oscillation. Speed is at 1, maybe 2, okay? 1, maybe 2. You don't need this other blanket. You can set that aside if you use blocks. And we're going to roll back. You should be able to feel the back being just slightly, a little tremor, a little vibration. My shoulders are resting. The legs can be up straight, feet are flexed. We're going to extend our spine. And then you can pick your head up and look toward your toes. It's not really abdominal work. What I'm trying to get is thoracic extension. Hips are heavy, legs are straight, and then thoracic flexion. You'll do that 1 or 2 more times, letting the elbows go wide. If you're tight in the shoulders, you can keep your elbows pointing up, but I'm trying to open up even under the armpits and the pecs. And then come back up. The next time, everybody, stay back there. Your one hand is on top of the other. You're going to rest your knuckles on the platform. And we're going to just breathe into this. Breathe into the rib cage. Feel your spine molding, melting over the side of the platform. Feel the jaw relax. I've got enough support under my head with my hands, so I'm not getting a lot of jostling in my head. It's mostly right in my mid and upper back, where I'm getting that oscillation, the energy of the platform, but the hips are nice and quiet. And let's stay for one more breath. Sigh this one out. Leg bones are heavy. Now we'll come up, so you'll pick the head up. You'll bend one knee, doesn't matter which one, to help pull yourself up nice and slow, climb it up, and rotate over and face me. The bottom knee is bent. We're going to slide our arm over, and you can make a little pillow with your head. I'm holding my head, and I'm just going to bend over and get a nice big stretch. There's that side bending again. I'm trying to make your spine literally move. Take the other hand behind it so you're supported. We're going to open up the chest, and we're going to close the elbows. Opening up, stretching the top leg out and close. And one more time, open it up. Some rotation of the shoulders and close. You can stay here for a moment, letting the elbows relax. If this is too much on your shoulder, reach over, place your hand on the pillow. Too much vibration, again, you can just put another pillow underneath, but I just want the neck to release as well. There's a direct relationship of lumbar and lower back to neck, so we want to make sure those muscles are relaxed too. And one more breath. Pressing into your top hand, slowly make your way up. And now I'm going to turn around and do the other side. So we're only here for a few breaths. Rotate over. Bottom knee is bent, top leg straight. Scoot up against your padding. Slide your arm out. Bottom hand is a pillow. Top hand's going to get a big reach from fingertip to heel. Hands go behind the head, interlace. You can roll back and look to the ceiling. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale, roll back. And exhale, forward. And one more time. Big breath in. And back. Rest here for at least 2 or 3 breaths. Your top hand is right in front of your chest. The bottom arm reaches out. The head is resting on the arm, and the neck releases. Push through from your armpit to your hip, to your knee, to your ankle, to your heel. And let your platform move you as you breathe in and breathe out. On the next exhale, slowly push yourself up. And we're going to go into our next posture. So this one will be a little bit interesting for some of you. I want you to take your time with it. It's quite doable. What we'll do is we'll sit on the platform first. A little different than bridge pose. So those of you that are on the chair won't be able to do this. So just know that this is a practice of different levels. I'm going a little more into a more advanced place here. I'm resting my butt on the platform. I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to support my spine as I bring my feet onto the platform. Now, my lower back is being supported by the blocks, but my butt, my pelvis, is right on the platform. You want to make sure that's true. Knees are lined with the hips, feet on the platform. This should feel pretty good for everybody, but we'll add on to this. We're going to bring one leg up and then the other leg up. Butt heavy, tailbone heavy, and you're going to feel all that energy moving into the lower back. Let's hang here for a few breaths. Shoulders are flat. Be very cautious that you're not turning your head too much to look at me. I want your spine to be nice and long. So I'm not going to stare at the camera. I'm going to stare at my knees. Now, we're just going to make a few different movements here. Right foot down. Left foot pushes forward. Crosses center line. Comes to me. So I'm making a circle to the left and around. With my knee pointing to the sky, driving that thigh bone into the socket, then I'll reverse it. Just 3 circles, letting the bone drop into the hip socket. Now cross that thigh bone over, take a big breath in, and here's a twist of our pelvis. We're going to get the lower back to stretch. You're going to feel a lot of movement into the right hip as the left hip opens to the ceiling, and you breathe. Slowly come back, and we'll go just slightly to the left. It's not going to be a big twist here. If it's uncomfortable, don't even go there. Come back to center and uncross. Now both feet are planted. Let's take that left leg that we were working and place it on the ground. Our tightness in the low back generally can be a result of tight hip flexors. That's this area right here. So my foot is flexed. I'm pushing my heel on the ground, and I'm going to reach my arm in the opposite direction. So I've got a long frontal chain open, giving a really nice supported back bend. And take a deep breath in here and a long breath out. Let's bring the hand back and the foot back. And now the right leg comes up. Just like we did the first side, we're going to send the thigh away, cross the center line toward your torso, out and around. They're not very big circles. It's more about getting the thigh bone to drop in the hip socket. And I like to do 3. Looking, gazing at your knee, reverse the circle. The pelvis is still, meaning you're not making your pelvis shift, but it is oscillating because of the platform. And now I'm going to cross over that thigh bone and take a breath in. Now the exhale, I'm going to drop the knees over to the left, and I might want to turn my head to the right just a little bit. And you're going to feel a stretch into the QLs, into the IT band a little bit, the piriformis, a lot of anatomy going on here, but the main thing is you want the release of lower back. One more breath. Come back through center and let those knees slowly float to the right. It's not big. Breathe into that. And come back to center, uncross, placing the right foot on the platform, and you're welcome to actually put the right foot on the floor and then stretch out, flexing the right foot. And now that right hip flexor is stretchy. Right arm reaches overhead, big stretch from toes to fingertips, heel planted. Now, some of you may want to join me on this. I want you to be very careful, as always. I'm going to take my left foot on the floor, see how that feels. Maybe both feet are on the floor. It's a supported bridge, or you can extend your legs. And this is a pretty big back bend. If it doesn't feel good, listen. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. If it feels good, stay here. You can even add the arms, so we've got a big back bend. Chin to the chest, heels dig in, and all the sensations of the vibration are releasing tightness, tension, worry, any kind of emotional thing that you're carrying around. Maybe you don't feel supported over the holiday season and your back's been acting up because you just don't feel like you're supported. Just know that the universe has your back. Your arms come down to the sides. One foot comes on and then the other. Now this will be a really yummy stretch. Bring one knee up, then the other. My knees past my hips, and I'm just going to let the weight of my knees come toward my chest. Now I'm not going to go into a full plow, but just a baby, a mini version of plow. Perfect timing too, because my platform's about to shut off. Excellent. So stay here for one more breath. Place one foot on the floor or on the platform, then the other. Now carefully, there's no easy way to get out of here, so just carefully roll to the side. Let yourself come down and float up, nice and slow. Now we've been laying there for a while, so there's going to be a lot of blood in the head. Let the blood come down through the head to the shoulders and then back up. So I'm going to put the platform on for one more session. Because it's my Roseann Pro, I'm going to go into a lateral movement. So you're welcome to join me with that lateral. If you want to add lateral and oscillating, keep it at level 1 at least. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go oscillate. I think I'm going to do that too. I'm going to oscillate and go lateral just to spice things up a little bit because my back's feeling pretty darn good. I hope yours is too. But I'm on a level 1, okay? So we'll remove some of the blankets here. And we're going to take this block out of the way. And I'm just going to end up with my, I think I'll check one flat blanket lengthwise, so my spine will be on there. I want one yoga block handy. So what I'd like you to do is scoot till your hips are really close to the platform, and we're going to roll on our back. So my butt's really close, and I have my armpits are over the blanket, so my chest is open here. We're going to take this block into the knees and press into the feet. Now, the next block, I'm going to push into the feet and press up, and we're going to go into a supported bridge pose. Now, if you notice, my block is not short ways, it's long ways, okay? I want to support the length of my pelvis. So this should feel pretty good. This is very similar to what we've experienced just recently, but just a little different because our feet are getting a lot of vibration. And I purposely have the block between my knees so my knees stay trapped. And hold this for a moment or two. Squeezing in inner thigh connection. A big breath in and a big breath out. Now you're going to remove the block and let the soles of the feet come together, the knees apart, and we're going to open up the inner thighs. The pelvis is nice and flat on the block. And we're letting that oscillation and vibration kind of shimmy our thighs a little bit. You might rock a little side to side. Now, this actually opens a lot of meridians in our body as well, in our kidney and our stomach meridians. And this is where we store a lot of fear, worry, and concern. And again, and that may present itself as low back pain. So let's open up and release some of that energy that we're holding in. And just breathe through it. Now, finally, we'll bring our knees together, nice and slow. Press the feet into the platform, lift your hips up, and come down. We'll take one leg over the platform, then the other. Just enjoy this little bit of release of any tightness that we had from bending our knees. Just let that open up, and arms reach overhead. I'm going to take one more final twist before our Shavasana. So I'm going to ask you to keep your left leg on the platform firmly. Bring the right knee in, hold on to the outside, and take a twist. A little deeper twist now. We had the knee down below the hip joint. Now it's above the hip joint. Look to your right. Knee goes to your left. You can rest your foot on your thigh or the platform. And unwind this. Straighten out your right leg. The left knee comes up. We're going to hold on to the outside, arm out to the side, and we'll lift that knee up as high as we can. We want to feel that stretch all the way through the lower back. You can look to the left, you can look up, or you can look to the right, whatever feels good on your neck. Getting all that tightness through that dark, very dense tissue of the pelvis. And slowly unwind yourself. Now, at this point, you're welcome to do two things. You might want to stay here in Shavasana. You can take your extra blanket and put it over your pelvis. It really feels good to rest that, not only just the warmth of the blanket, but just a little bit of weight on the pelvis. That's one option. And you'll stay here until the platform shuts off automatically. Or you may want to join me coming up to finalize and close our practice. So if you're coming up with me, take your time. You'll bring your feet flat first. You'll roll over to one side into the fetal pose. And you'll slowly make your way up. Again, taking time for the head to come up last. Place this extra blanket on your platform and have a seat. We're going to sit cross-legged here with our hands on our knees. Bringing the hands to face up or down, whatever feels good, so you can stack your spine up. Pull the chin in. And now feel that energy coming up from the hips to the crown of the head. And again, an oscillation, lateral shift mode. This should feel really nice in your pelvis. We're going to bring our hands to the heart space. Let the eyes bow down toward the heart and feel the pressure points of every finger pressing into the opposite. We're joining opposites here, the left, the right, the male and female energy. We're placing our thumb knuckles right at the heart center. And this is the place I always like to refer to as a place that heals all the heart space. Take this last few breaths, these last few moments of your practice to come to mind a person, a place, or something that you're extremely grateful for. I like to have actually a laundry list of things that I find I'm grateful for as the year end closes. Especially grateful for health and happiness. I'm grateful for all the people in the Lifepro family that have delivered us such great products this year. I'm grateful for you to be here with me. I'm super grateful that I was able to guide you through a practice to help you relieve your back. Have a beautiful and blessed today and a very healthy and happy new year. Namaste.